Hey friends, and welcome to Technical Shots with LJ, and welcome to another weekly session of technical analysis on natural gas markets for the week commencing 15th of January. So the people who've been following me or who've been following this channel, we've been seeing this uh, analysis for quite a few weeks now. We've been discussing about this rising floor for a for a quite quite a bit of time. Eventually, we have seen the rising floor broken back in, I guess, Novemberish, end of Novemberish. So if you can see how we had a nice channel, a bearish channel, and then you can see the break in the trend, or the rising floor, I would say, uptrend there. So even when it broke the trend, it was basically undecided. Look at those green dojis on a daily basis. So it did not break it straight away. It was deciding here for, maybe, I think it's deciding here for roughly around a week before heading down. Once we had reached a bottom here, roughly around, maybe 12th or 13th of December, then we have started our ascent here. You can clearly see we had made a double bottom here, and once we have this green candle here, the market's clearly hinting it will be heading for $3, and that's what we have seen here. Now, saying that, that's all in the past, and let's try to see what we can see in the coming week. Now, if you look at the price action here, this sort of range, it looks quite bullish at the moment. So I mean, looking at the candles, look at the candle size, even look at the markets or the bulls taking control. Look at the wicks which are forming, the bullish wicks. So clearly the bulls are taking control here. So let's try to put a fib and see, what we can see based on the fib on the daily charts. So let me grab the fib here. Let me put the fib here on the charts. So this is what the fib is saying, and let's see. Let me get the horizontal ray. So usually, if this trend is to continue, so this is, I would say, a downward channel or roughly a downtrend. If this trend has to continue towards the downside, then I think the fib usually rejects at zero point 0.5. So I'm going to just put a horizontal line at zero point 0.5 and make it blue in color just to identify. So that's the blue color. So look at this. Basically, if you look at the fib, it is basically taking support at this level. So reversing from zero point 0.5, that is 2.94, is out of the question at the moment. I mean, if you look at it, how the fib is taking support on zero point 0.5. So I would say this might want to go up still based on the fib. Now again, the 0.618 is a reversal zone as per the fib. I want to put another horizontal ray and then see what happens here. So clearly again at the, you know reversal zone, the first candle has gone straight through, 6-8. The next candle has been rejected, and then we can see this green candle also not able to make a body above the 618 or the PRZ. But you see the next candle, you know it's clearly taking support on the PRZ and heading towards the upside. Now if you look at, the next zones, so this is 0.786, and this is the top end. Now as per the fib, if we are taking support on, as long as we are taking support on the PRZ, then we should be heading towards this region, the region roughly around 3.6.4 to 4.0. So this is where the traders should be looking to book profits. That's what the fib usually says. So if we are closing above the PRZ, which we clearly have taken support and closed, then the traders would be looking for a zone of 3.64 to 4.03. So I'm expecting, based on the fib, that this is the price we might be looking for. So that's what we see on the daily basis. Now let's go back and see what we have on the hourly. So let me take out the fib from here, and let me get rid of these levels as well, just to make sure that we have clarity on the charts. Now if I change the time frame to 1 hour, and that's the hourly time frame, so this green line is, the rising floor, and this blue line is, making the charts making an uptrend, and that's starting from roughly 28th of December. Technically it should be from here, but I'm just then, this could be sort of a bigger trend, but I've just taken the immediate trend here at the moment just to explain things much better. So if you look at, the markets here, so this, look at this zone, uh, when the markets basically they took support out on 2.7, you know went high up, came back on 2.7. This could have been a double top straight away, and then, if we could have broken this, but the bulls are, not letting this go. Look at how it's taken support on that, this zone. Let me highlight this zone with a rectangle. So this zone, you know this is a clear confluences. We are getting clear confluence here, that this is a support in terms of, the neckline, and this is again a support in terms of the trend line. So these are multiple confluences saying that the bulls are not going to ready to give up here. So, and based on that, you can see, a higher move. So we've ultimately, gone to test roughly around 3.388, and then, from that level you can clearly see, it's getting, the price is getting rejected here for some reason. Now I'm gonna show you something interesting here. So I've taken a ray here, and I'm just, inserting the ray here. So maybe I should do it here. Yeah. So clearly you can see, the market's making a bit of a bearish pattern here. So first bearish pattern I could see here is, roughly around a double top here. So you can see the first top here, and then the second peak, smaller peak, and then, it's broken that neckline, gone down, and then along with that, now it has formed a head and shoulder. So I would say this is one shoulder here. So let me take, roughly a brush here. So this is a shoulder here, and then, the market's trying to create another shoulder here. So this is the neckline, made a shoulder here, the head, another shoulder here, and then look at this. It's broken the neckline here with this red candle, which is very strong, but the very next candle, it's gone straight back up. So I'm not sure whether, you've seen my previous videos where I usually, try to try to portray how the traders psychology is, working on patterns. So if this was a red, then I would have expected another red candle as a confirmation, but, the very next candle is green. So, this is not a confirmation that the pattern is gonna form here, although it has given a break, a breakdown here. But this next green candle definitely says, the markets or the bulls are not letting it go. And then, we have a bit of consolidation here. So look at this zone. Let me mark it again with a rectangle. So look at this zone. It's a consolidation here, right? And then this green candle here is clearly broken out. Look at the strength of the green candle, clearly broken out, nice and clean. And then, the market's gone up, and this is the neckline. So they've gone up here, and see, you can see another sort of a double bottom here. So this is one bottom, this is one bottom. So, roughly you can clearly see the bulls are not letting this go. And then we can see another, green candle. So look at the strength of the green candles at the neckline. So this is the first neckline here. Okay, let me highlight this neckline. So this is, let me make it red, just, you can identify it and make it a little bit dark, stronger here. So this, look at this neckline, and look at this, the green candle. Look at the strength of the green candle. Clearly says, whenever a neckline is broken, this is a sort of a strength of a candle we should be looking at. It's a decisive break of the neckline. And now this neckline, let me highlight it again with the red and make stronger. Look at this candle, green candle, again strong green candle, decisive. So it's clearly broken that. Now the market's standing at roughly at this level. Now arguably this can be a double top as well. We don't know until the market opens, but based on the the structure here. So let me just get a marker here. So look at this, it's really a consolidation phase, accumulation, I would say accumulation phase. So the bulls are accumulating here. So I think the probability of the markets going higher looks on a positive side. Again, saying that this is not a buy or sell recommendation video, I'm just trying to trying to explain how you can read markets. But the bulls here are very strong at the moment. So let's see what the how the markets open on Monday or maybe to Sunday evening. I think Monday is a holiday in the US, so I won't expect much action on Monday, but let's see how they open. So clearly saying the bulls are showing full control of this at the moment. So this is what I could see on a hourly time frame. I will show you something else as well, because as I referred double top here. So let me show you something else as well. Let me get rid of all these things first, just to make sure that it's the charts are nice and clean. So there you go. Get rid of this neckline as well. This box, nice. So one more thing I noticed, so let me just put here the EMA. So EMA is basically supporting. This is the 50 EMA trying to support the price here. Okay, let me hide that. So let me put RSI. So on the RSI, if you can see the RSI here, look at the overbought zones. So let me put a trend line, and I just put a trend line here. So up here, roughly the peaks are at the same price. Okay, so let me highlight here. Okay, the peaks are, this is roughly around the same price. So this is 3.38ish, 88ish, and this is 3.338. Roughly they are around the same price. But when you look at the RSI, the strength index, it's got a bit of divergence here on an hourly. So I think it's telling that might be the markets are exhausted here. So we can see a reversal very well, and this can very well form a double top. The only way to identify a double top is we have to look at this particular zone, which is roughly around this 3 zone. I think once we break the $3, I think that's where the bears will start to take control. Yeah, that's where I'm expecting, roughly around $3. But looking at all the parameters, I think as I said, these green candles, they are just not ready. Bulls are just not ready to let it go. But again, we'll see on Monday how the market behaves. Let's see what we have on 4 hours. Let me get rid of all the RSI and the indicators. So let's see what we have on 4 hours. So 4 hour is roughly around the same story what the hourly is saying. We can see clearly going down, and then look at this zone here. Let me get a rectangle. So look at this zone, rejecting, and this is like a consolidation zone. So this is like a a Darvas box. I'm not sure whether you guys know Darvas box, but I'll be making a video some point in future on how this Darvas box strategy works. But this is like a consolidation Darvas box zone. And look at the breakout. Look at this green candle, how strong it is broken out, and then look at the very next candle, how cleanly it is retested and gone up. So 4 hours also looks like the bulls are fairly in control. As I said, this is even on 4 hours, this is where we are looking, roughly 2.953 to break to form a double top. And then once we break that, I think the bears will be in control. But at the moment, the bulls look fairly in control. Only that, the RSI divergence is what I see on an hourly. That is only a signal of a bit of weakness. But again, as saying all those things, let's see how the market opens on Monday. Mostly Tuesday, as Monday is a bank holiday. But we'll see how the market goes on, and then probably we can, if anything interestingly forms on either Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll try to make something, maybe something, a short video, so just to highlight what I'm seeing. Saying that, I think that's pretty much for the week commencing for the 15th of Jan. I hope this was useful. If you find this useful, please give us a thumbs up, please share and subscribe. Thank you for your time, and see you in the next one.